Chapter 8. I Miss You. It's easy to make friends at Miss Porter's school for girls. Most of the young ladies here are good eggs. My new best friend is Matilda. She insists everyone call her Tilly. She's from New York City and knows all about the world. She's the most confident 14-year-old I've ever met, and she looks, just a tinge, down on everyone else at school. Tilly carries herself with an air of mild disdain. She is fun, sharp, and a solid friend. She's also a snob, but insists that she isn't. I'm a champagne socialist, she declares one day. But it's a secret. People are so scared of communists these days. She rolls her eyes. So, in public, you're a Democrat? An East Coast elitist Democrat, she clarifies, flicking the ash from her French cigarette out the window of the room. Tilly doesn't always make sense to me, but she does to herself. And that, she assures me, with eyes looking down from up high, is all that matters. When I show her a photograph of the boy back home, she goes, meh. She says he's cute but looks like a barn dweller. That's harsh, I say, perturbed. Well, he does. No fault of mine. She shrugs. You can do so much better than that. Look at you. You look like a movie star. I do? I hide my face in embarrassment, but secretly I want to hear more. Sure you do, honey. She winks and heads off to smoke with Cornelia behind the library, and maybe take some books out. Wanna come? No, thank you. I'm good. I wave them off and get back to reading. The boy back home writes me lovely but sad letters. They've moved. His grades are slipping. He says it's because his heart is broken and he'll probably die from it before he finishes high school, now that I have gone and left him all alone. I write him back and tell him to pull himself together. In a gentle way, of course. He has to do this for himself. But I also write that life isn't the same without him, and I can't wait to see him soon. I don't tell him I'm having as much fun as I am. When Tilly sees his letters, she calls him Lil Abner and calls me Daisy May. Then she laughs and tells Cornelia, I've got a little hillbilly redneck boyfriend in Tennessee. Much to Tilly's dismay, Cornelia says it sounds exciting and that she once got a funny feeling looking at a Lil Abner comic strip. She licks her lips and throws herself across my bed with a groan. Tilly rolls her eyes. That girl only has one thing on her mind, she mutters. Those southern, simple-minded folks, Cornelia adds. There's just something about them. I tell them they're ridiculous, and that I reject their judgment of people based on class and geography, that they're no better than anyone else. But we are, Tilly snaps, fixing her hair in the mirror. Okay, Lil Jesus. Cornelia laughs as they leave the room. You polish your halo, and we'll leave you to do your preaching to an audience of none. They turn around with their hands clasped in mock prayer before closing the door. I hear them running down the hall, laughing and calling me a sad banana. In class, we talk about NATO, the new state of Israel and Palestine, the Chinese Revolution, and the Soviet Union. We shudder to think what it must be like to live under communism and not be free. Tilly says it's a sign of great passion to live and die for a cause, but soon decides that communism isn't for her once she hears about all the things they don't have access to, and the lack of American customer service in the shops. Gah. In quiet moments, I wonder if freedom for Americans is mostly about being able to buy shiny new toys. It seems like the primary thing to them. I am not being judgmental. I'm not immune to it. I admit this affliction is slipping into my bloodstream too. I wonder if that freedom isn't just another form of prison, one of greed. When I bring it up in class, everyone laughs and mocks me, and Cornelia tells me never to do that again when we break for lunch. You can't say stuff like that in America, she tells me. It's sacrilege. I miss the boy. I miss our afternoons doing homework together. I miss Miss Mary. I miss the ease of lazy days in the South and not having as much coursework as at Miss Porter's. But I'm also having more fun here than I ever did at school before. So there's that. Between my new friends, tennis, and the more demanding classes, My days are full and my head is crowded with all sorts of useful things. Slowly, the boy slides into the back of my mind, but when I do think of him, it hurts like hell. Chapter 9. A Bite of the Big Apple. I go to New York with Tilly on leave weekends and write to the boy whenever I remember, usually in the mornings after I've dreamt about him at night, or when I see something that would make him laugh. When I do, I send him presents, records, magazines, books. Love Sick Blues by Hank Williams. I tell him to see The Third Man at the movie house because it's brilliant. I promise we'll watch it together at Christmas, as Cornelia talked all the way through it when we saw it here, so I probably missed half. Tilly thinks I should drop Lil Abner. I won't, I declare. I have a friend from home who'd be just the ticket for you, she says, exhaling smoke out the window. He's handsome, intelligent, and from the right kind of milieu, she states. I shake my head, push her out, and slam the window shut before flipping her the bird. She has to run all the way round the building to get back in. What did you do that for, you idiot? She says, breathless and furious, throwing a history of the American people at me when she returns. I am too fast and duck before it can hit me. Are you done? I ask, smugly browsing Vogue on my bed. Sure, she says, giving up. Come home with me for Christmas, Tilly says, flopping back on her bed and inspecting herself in a compact mirror. Your parents are in Europe anyway. They don't much want you, do they? I can't. I promised to go back down south. Oh, God, she yawns, eyes rolling. I can't believe you'd rather be in the backwaters of nowhere than with me in the Big Apple, having fun, meeting boys. I pretend not to hear her. At least come for Thanksgiving, she pleads. All right, thank you. I'd love to. My parents won't mind. They say I'm so much easier to deal with when you're around. She sniggers. Thanksgiving in New York is magical. I meet so many people, young and old. Tilly's parents are enormously well connected. They host parties for movie stars, politicians, and people like us. Cary Grant is a friend of the family. It feels like a miracle when I meet him. He's older now than he was in Bringing Up Baby and Holiday, so I realize I don't love him in quite the same way anymore. I only love the boy with that sort of passion now. Still, I'm drawn to Mr. Grant. He's someone who's entertained me all my life. I feel as if I know him. He used to be married to an aunt, Tilly explains. She doesn't concern herself with anything as trivial as boring old movie stars. Now he's with his new lady, Betsy, who is very nice. Mr. Grant adores Tilly in a good uncle way. He spends half the party acting like a delinquent just to amuse us. He doesn't have any children himself, and I think he would make an excellent father. You girls must come stay with us if you're ever out west, he declares. We'll take good care of you, won't we, Betsy? Betsy concurs and drags him back to the adults. There's a boy called Buddy at the party, a surly 17-year-old from Choate. He is very high and mighty, and Tilly loves him. I do not. His friend Topper is more fun. He is handsome. No, he is beautiful. I feel guilty even looking at him. St. Paul's, he tells me before I even ask. Where were you before Miss Porter's? He bursts out laughing when I tell him. You came all the way from England to go there? Tennessee? Why? I felt like I was called there, I say, irked. What does it matter to you? Jesus, he laughs, shaking his head. Remind me never to ask you anything ever again. I smirk and reach for finger food on a silver tray. Goody. What's your real name? I ask. Christopher, he says coyly, then regains his composure. Call me Topper, he says. My friends do. Now we dance. I demand. I am not here for small talk. He takes my hand and leads me to the ballroom. Will I see you again? Topper kisses my hand like a Disney prince. Very gallant. I giggle. I don't want to, but I feel a stirring as he looks at me directly. This is how Natasha Rostova must have felt when she danced with Prince Andrei for the first time at the ball in St. Petersburg. That's not an answer, he says impatiently, interrupting my inner travels to the hinterlands of war and peace. Tilly comes flying in, all red cheeks and white skin in her frilly baby blue gown. You'll see Birdie again when she decides she is good and ready. Now go, man, go. They laugh. Why are you so flushed? Tilly grabs me by the arm. Don't let them know they have an effect on you, for God's sake, woman. Why must I teach you everything? It's like you're a feral child. Well, I sort of am. I sigh. Tilly ignores me. Come with me now. I want you to meet Mr. Capote. Truman! There you are, darling. Tilly exclaims, I want you to meet my friend Birdie. We go to school together. Isn't she divine?